for the inspection, this refers to the process of inspecting birds for signs of sickness or other abnormalities that could render them unfit for human consumption. And before entering the processing factory, all fowl must pass an ante-mortem inspection. So ante-mortem inspection is essentially a spot check of each lot of birds rather than a thorough examination of each individual bird. And when the abdominal cavity is opened and the visceral organs are removed from each bird, a post-mortem examination should be performed. So the Poultry Products Inspection Act, which took effect in 1959, mandated that all ready-to-cook poultry and poultry products moving in interstate or international commerce to be examined by the federal government at no cost to the proprietors. And in 1968, the act was amended to provide free federal inspection for poultry and poultry products in intrastate commerce. And the states have a specified time to develop inspection systems with the assistance of the federal government. And if they do not provide an inspection system within this time, the intrastate plants or those that do not sit across state lines also must come under federal inspection. Persons exempt from all provisions of the Act are those slaughtering not more than 250 turkeys raised on their own farm and those producing for kosher trade, and those who process or slaughter from 250 to 5,000 turkeys per year for intrastate marketing would be required to meet certain provision that may prescribed by the Secretary of Agriculture but would not be required to have their birds federally inspected. So let's move on to the next, which is the grading. So grading consists of identifying individual birds according to class, quality and weight, and final grading of ready-to-cook poultry should be after the birds are eviscerated and cooled and before they are packaged, frozen, or further processed, but not while they are still warm. And the U.S. Department of Agriculture standards of quality that have been established for ready-to-cook poultry are A, B, and C. And this U.S. grade mark can be used only when the birds have been officially graded under the voluntary U.S. Department of Agriculture grading program. So, for the grade A, grade A, the turkey is well-fleshed, well-covered with fat all over the body, well-dressed, well-bred, and practically free from skin tears, discoloration, skin feathers, and calluses and blisters containing pus or blood. And there are no broken or severely crooked bones. And also the carcass is clean, attractive, and wholesome. For the grade B, turkey may be slightly lacking in meatiness and fat or may have a few scattered thin feathers or discolorations of the skin. There may be a broken bone or the bird may be slightly misshapen, but the carcass must be clean and wholesome also. And next, for the grade C, turkey may be fully fleshed on breast and legs with little or no fat at all. It may have a prominent breastbone in the leg, wing or breastbone may be misshapen or bones may be broken. And there may be a number of skin cuts, discolorations or tears of the skin, and a scattering of pink feathers. However, the body must be free from protruding pink feathers, and the flesh must be substantially intact, and the carcass must be clean and free from indications of decomposition. And in packaging processed turkeys, all containers and packaging materials used for processed turkeys should be new and strong enough to carry the birds in good condition. The containers should be made of odorless materials that will not contaminate the product. And at the time of packaging, ready-to-cook turkeys should be clean and drained free of water and ice to avoid seepage of unsightly bloody water into the ice or packing materials. And when ready-to-cook turkeys are marketed, fresh killed, they usually are individually wrapped in plastic bags and shipped refrigerated or ice-packed in boxes, barrels, or drums with parchment paper liners. And the whole ready-to-cook turkeys generally are packaged individually in bags made of a plastic film that is relatively transparent and tough and impermeable to moisture and air. And if turkeys are marketed frozen, the air should first be removed by vacuum and the wrapper then sealed. And for the last one, for the freezing and storing, the firmly wrapped processed turkeys should be quickly frozen and stored at a consistent temperature of negative 10 degrees Celsius